What's going on? What's going on, YouTube? Appreciate y'all coming in the building. Y'all see the title, right? Should emotional men, emotional/weak men. What's going on, Crown Key? I see you in the buildings. Salute the knowledge born. Abu Dhabi. I see you in the building. Now, see what I want to talk about. Like we all heard what's going on with Tommy, right? But I'm watching a couple of panels. Watching like a little bit of reaction videos and all of that. My thing is this. See, you have a lot of weak men out here, right? A lot of weak men. Most of that start from home. Most of the weak men that's out here and very emotional men, that starts from home. That starts from your moms, your pops. All of that starts from home, as far as domestic violence, mom's controlling the situation, father ain't got no balls. Or the father controlling the situation. Whereas though you have a lot of domestic violence, a lot of abuse, verbal abuse in the household. So right there, that'll break a man down to the point where as though if he get into a situation with a woman, let's say black woman, because I love my black woman. He get into a situation with a black woman, and we know black women can have the most ratchet, loud, screaming mouth. Not all, but some. But I still choose to deal with my black women, regardless of all of that. You'll get men up here and say, I don't date black women because of that. Could care less about all that. But then when it comes down to a man confronting a woman, and he feel as though he got to put his hands on her. Now, I can see if, you run into a woman that, because, I done seen women beat men up. We all done seen that. Some women got hands, small or big. But if she didn't spit in your face, that don't give her a reason to hit her. If she didn't put you on your back, still don't give you a reason to hit her. But there's a thing called self-defense. But if you get into something with a woman and she smack you, whatever she do, she get a little wild, you can brace her and grab her shoulders and move her. You don't necessarily have to put your hands on no woman. I think any man that can sit up there and put their hands on a woman is a very emotional, weak man. Very emotional, weak. That's just my opinion on that. Any man that got to sit up there and feel as though they got to put their hand on any woman is emotional. You got men sitting in jail right now because they couldn't hold their composure and they jump off the porch. And they end up putting their hands on a woman. Now they sitting in prison looking like fools. Now watching people panels, and I'm shocked to hear some men said he should have beat her down. I'm shocked to hear people say Tommy should have beat her down and put his hands on her. But it's crazy when he said, I want to sue her, then you look like a bitch. Then you look like a weak man if you try to sue a woman for putting your hands on her. But if you sit there and put your hands on a woman, you still look like a bitch. Nah, y'all got to be able to draw a line between the sand on that one. Because if you don't hit her, I'm watching panels like, nah, she a dark-skinned woman. He should have dragged her. He should have stomped her. Nah, man, that ain't the way you do it. That ain't how you treat your women. That ain't how you do it, man. But I'm watching these panels, and I'm shocked to hear black men in general talk about colorism, comparing brown skin with the light skin, how they don't deal with black women because of that. They dealing with white women or Hispanic women because they don't want to deal with that. But at the end of the day, you come from a black woman. You come from a black woman. This the shit I don't understand when it comes down to black men being on social media. You come from a black woman. But you want to draw a line in the sand and say the reason why I don't do this and do that because of their mouth. You could get that from any race. You could get that from any race and run up on you and put their hands on you. But what you going to do? You going to sit back and say no because she was a white girl, I ain't want to hit her. She was a Hispanic, she was Asian, she was Chinese. But this black woman, I should have just tore her down. Nah, you ain't no man. Men don't do that. Men don't do that, man. Men don't do that. Men don't go crying to their mother. Men don't go crying to their mother. I look at it like this. Once you leave your mama home, you should know if you're a man or not. Once you leave the nest, you should know if you're a man or not. But a lot of men up here don't know they men. Nah, they don't know they men, they little boys. That's why they can sit up on YouTube and highly disrespect women. Or they can sit up here and do it. Then you got women up in the sector, or you got women in the panel, will sit there and cheer that man is on. Yeah, go get him, go get him, go get him. Nah, that ain't the way to do it. That ain't the way to do it, man. Black women in general have been through so much in life with the disrespect from black men, the name calling, the whistling, the touching, the feeling, coming up through the urban area with a lot of incest, a lot of abuse, a lot of domestic violence, coming up through where the mom was telling her she ain't gonna be nothing but nothing like her. She ain't gonna mount the shit. She gonna have a bunch of babies. So there's a lot that goes on mentally in a black woman's head. I know other races go through this, but I'm particularly talking about my sisters. So a lot go through that. But we get up on social media like we kings. If we run our mouth like we kings, and we want to separate the two, it shouldn't be like that. Shouldn't be like that, man. But that's what we do on social media. Because I'm going to tell you like this. Half of the men on social media, when they close that screen, they ain't got enough game to get girls. I can read the energy on most of these dudes on here with this broken up game. If you shut this computer right now, won't none of them be in a relationship. None of them. That's why a lot of these dudes up here do internet dating. Yeah, it would have set the tone of respect. It would have. Yeah. Salute. It would have set the tone. But see what it is, when you on social media and you running your mouth a certain way, your energy shift. You feel as though you can say certain things for the views, for the subscribers. That's why a lot of men on social media do what they do. They set a certain tone. They get up here and call black women bitches. They get up here and call black women hood bookers. They get up here and call them, what the other niggas said, come through bitches. They get up here and they run their mouth like that. They say a lot of foul shit about black women up here. You got panels after panels after panels talking about this shit. But then when you check the man for either being a beta male, or you check him for being a weak male, or because you got men on here emotional as hell. When you check them on that, the first thing they want to say is call you out. Hey, man, I mind being called out. Because we need to check this right now, because what's going to happen is it's going to get to the point where when black women start dating outside their race, we as black men, we going to start feeling some type of way now. But the crazy part is a black man can date outside his race and I have a problem with it and can sit there and kick his black women in the back to any other race. But soon as she go date outside her race, oh, we got a problem with it. We got a major problem with it. I met a sister years ago. She was so tore down mentally that she told me she wouldn't date me because she said she would rather date an inmate than date me. So I said, why? Because I know what he had all the time. That's not her fault. That's the black man's fault. That she would rather date an inmate because of most of these niggas out here, excuse my language, because I hate to say that word. Most of these black men out here is so highly emotional because they wasn't taught no better. That they can get up here on YouTube and just run rampant on here on black women. They run rampant up here. And don't nobody support it. We don't support the black woman enough, man. Yeah, to me, my opinion, the most beautiful woman in the world is a black woman. That's my opinion. May not be yours. May not be yours. That's my opinion. The most beautiful woman in the world is a black woman. A lot of y'all may say, well, J. Quill crazy because he on it. Nah, bro. That's fact. I believe that. So we go back to Tommy, and Tommy ran his mouth. He said a lot of shit about black women. And since he said that, we supposed to be up here supporting him, getting him to put his hands on a woman. You shouldn't have to put your hand on no damn woman. You shouldn't have to never put your hand on no woman up on him. Or either other than saying that, we shouldn't have to put no hand on no woman, man. If you can't take it, suck it up and walk away. It's easy to walk away because we all know you is not getting the last word. You're not going to get the last word over no female. I don't care if she black, white, Hispanic, whatever. You ain't getting the last word, man. So if you can't handle a woman, just walk away from it, man. But since it's social media, we support this behavior. It don't make no sense. It really don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. And the crazy part, you got women in the sector. You got black women in the sector. They cheer it on too. They love, you got black women in the sector love this. Some, not all, but some black women in the sector or black women on YouTube, on social media, they cheer it on too, man. They push a lot of these brothers because they feel as though they're in a different limelight. They feel as though because I make $100,000 a year, if he talking about Shaniqua in the hood, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I make $200,000 a year. Black women say if you don't make $500 a year, you can't talk to her. You tell me where they making that at. It's crazy how you do have some black women who was stunned or stun other black women because they're not in the same league. They're in the same league with them. But then you wonder why you could be the most beautiful girl in the world, have all the money in the world. You wonder why your man go back to the hood and get a hood rat. Speaking facts. Because what you ain't going to do, somebody's going to do. So y'all support these men up here that says this. Y'all support a lot of men, not all, but some black women support a lot of men up here that would tear down a black woman all day. We could say names up on here and we could throw them all under the bus. Y'all know who I'm talking about, but I ain't going to say nobody's name on here. Nah, I'm not going to do that. You know, a lot of black men on here was victim of domestic violence growing up with their moms. Father ain't in the household. Mom's beating the shit out of them. Or a lot of black men up here grew up with a mother and a father. See, some say if you grow up with two parents, yeah. Hey, you know, knowledge born. Check it out, man. Now, people would say all day, two parents in the household is needed. 50-50, facts, 50 not. Because what I'm about to say is this. If that household is disrupted by the father putting his hands on the mother, dragging the mother, and all they doing is cussing and yelling and tearing each other down, who you think is catching that energy? The kids. The kids are sitting back reading everything from the age of 3 years old to the age of 18 until they leave. Them kids sit around that house and caught all that energy. So when they leave the nest, who you think they doing it to? They're going to mimic the mother. They're going to mimic the father. That's where the lessons come from home. So when you see these guys up on YouTube doing that, who you think they got that from? They got either from their father or their mother. Father beating down the mother, calling the mother names. Father taking everything in the house. Father out there sleep with 100 girls. But they supposed to be married. You got a lot of men on YouTube too that's married. That's on YouTube looking, smashing other women. I know what it is, man. I'm not sitting up here calling nobody out. You got a lot of married men on YouTube is up here smashing these internet chicks. Then they get upset when the internet chick put the business on the airways. Then they want to catch them and beat their brains out. Yeah, it's all, Crown Key. You're right. It all started at home. All of this madness starts in the house. That's why they can't wait to break loose All of this start at home. All of it. We know it. It all start at home. All of this start at home. Yeah, the head is nothing without a neck. You're right. You're 100% right. It all start at home. But what they love to do too, I catch a lot of men on YouTube love to blame it on the single moms. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Some of the single mothers out here, they raise their kids better than a marriage couple or a couple that's doing it together. Because the kids not hearing the abuse. They not hearing the negativity. They not seeing the mother or the father get beat and dragged. They're not in the house watching a mother with no job, with a lot of hostility in her voice, is taking the husband check, is beating down the husband. Yeah, a lot of men on YouTube, a lot of men that we know will not admit that they getting the beating from their wives. They getting beat down by their baby moms. But they won't admit that. But you can read the signs when they come on YouTube the way they tear down women. Because they can't handle the situation at home. A lot of men get home from work, they pull up outside the driveway and smoke a cigarette. And what they do, they call the single male. Or they call you on the phone. Yo, bro, what up, bro? What you doing today, bro? Man, shit, I'm out here doing me, man. I'm about to run out. I'm about to show somebody and get ready to go to the club tonight, man. I wish I could do the same thing. Where you at, dog? I'm outside the driveway, man. Like, yo, my man, you know what? I've been out here 2 hours. What's going on, B Code? I've been out here 2 hours. Some men are so frightened to go in the house that they got to smoke a cigarette and an L because they don't want to deal with the woman behind that door. So what they do, hey, what's going on, Sage? The first chance they get, they come on social media and just go off on women because they can't deal with the women they got at home. That's why you got a lot of weak, emotional men behind the screen that cannot control the woman. So once the man can't control the women start controlling the boys. Once the women control the son and have the son looking at the father like he the father. You know how many fathers go through that? The mother got the son thinking he the father. The mother got the daughter thinking she the daughter. Thinking she the mother. So now if the mother got the son thinking he the father, he looking at the father like, I ain't gotta respect you. You can't even hold weight to moms. Got the son walking around with his chest up in the air. Got the son sitting there driving your car. He ain't even washing the car no more. He washing it to drive the car, bro. You got the son is doing more things than the father doing in the house. Because the mom's got him like that. Especially if he's the only kid, the mom's got him like that. That's the only kid syndrome. Got him thinking that he's more man than the father. The father come in the house scared, got his head down, can't even look at his son in his face. Can't even look the mother in the face. As soon as you walk in the door, she crying about bills. So what's she doing with that little one? By the time he turned 18, he gonna be a womanizer. He going right through women. You know why? Because he learned from his moms, not respecting the man. Vice versa with the man, not respecting the mother. Sons come up and watch his mother getting beat and dragged. What the son gonna do? The son gonna do the same thing the women in the streets, beat and drag him. There's no outlet, so the outlet is on you on social media. This the outlet. If you can't see the signs, man, there's a lot of signs out here that you see, but we sit there, we go on their panel, and we clap for them, we cheer for them, we do everything for these guys on the panel. Very disrespectful towards women. You can sit up here and disrespect women, you can disrespect your own child. There's no love up here for women up here. I catch a lot of men just doing the same thing. But when you speak on it, they want to say, what Jay Quillo talking about? Jay Quillo ain't talking about a damn thing. I was raised different, man. I was raised with a single mother. Father died when I was 4. I was raised with a single mother. I see shit different. I don't see it the way most of these men see it. I don't see that. I ain't never had to worry about getting up in the morning, some dude beating my mother up. I ain't never seen that before. Yeah, my mother had gang. She had gang all day. But I ain't never had to live that life. I ain't never had to live that life. Yeah. I ain't never had to live that life. Never. But a lot of people sit up here and they want to speak on it. And they want to cheer it on. Like, if he would have put his hands on her, they would have cheered that. He would have stomped her out, they would have cheered that. But now, since he's saying he's going to sue, oh, he going to sue, he a snitch. If that was vice versa, would y'all be saying she should do that? As a man, if you get into anything with a woman and you can't get her off you, grab her by the shoulders. You might have to shake her a little bit to get out the door. Shouldn't have to do that, but sometimes it get to the point. But don't nobody want to recognize this. No, they don't. They don't, man. Let me see something. I'm gonna drop the link real quick. Oh, no. All right. I don't know. I ain't done this thing in so long. I don't know, man. As men and women, we got to do better, man. What's going on? As men and women, we got to do better up here, man. We got to do better because we all have a platform, right? And as black men and black women, we have a platform up here. We should be able to drop knowledge. We should be able to help each other financially, mentally. Not to sit on here and cheer each other on, man, when it comes down to being disrespectful towards women or being disrespectful towards men. We shouldn't have to be able to do that for views. We shouldn't have to do that for views. Oh, come on, man. Let me get you out of here, bro. I'm gonna block you up out of here. There you go. You out of here, bro. Hey, man, have a good time and block heaven. You out of here, bro. We ain't doing all that. No, we ain't doing all that. We ain't doing that. Now, go have a good time, block heaven, man. We over here having a serious conversation. And all you want to do is come in here with that? Nah, you block. You block, bro. You see a lot of people, a lot of panels, make it, anybody want to come out, I'll drop the link, but I'll catch you down here. But it's crazy, man. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense, man. Same thing with like, yo, what up, bro? You gotta mute your mic, man. Hey, unmute your mic.
All right, you got it?
What up, bro?
What up? You got me clear, man? Shit.
I got you, man. I got you. Go ahead, man.
Trying to tear up this highway real quick.
Yo, what you got to add this conversation, bro?
I'm just getting to the conversation, bro. I need to find out what y'all talking about, but I can't text and drive.
Oh, all right. Nah, we talking about emotional weak men.
Oh, man. Man, give me a minute. I'm going to get back on. I need a second on that one.
All right, go ahead, man. Yeah, but that's what's going on right now, man. We need to really step up, man, because it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get to the point where as though they're gonna snatch everything. But see, what we don't know, the more and more we tear each other down for views, it's kind of like right now, right? Corporate America say, society say black African Americans, our numbers are very low for us being in America, right? Being American. But at the same time, corporate America we spend more money than any other race. Same thing with YouTube. If you come up here and talk with sense, you can't. Don't nobody want to give you views. But if you come up here tearing each other down as black men and black women, you get all the views in the world. So all the views you get in the world, they make money off that. How you think TikTok was able to make $1 billion in 1 year? How you think TikTok was able to make $1 billion in 1 year? Certain things you can't do. Today I put a video up. The video didn't even drop yet, and YouTube hit me with a flag. When I appealed it, they took the flag off. The video didn't even drop yet. That tells you right there, man, that as people, we lost. As black people, we lost, man. We lost. We lost to the fact that anytime we got to cheer each other on about beating up a black woman or beating up a black man, we got to cheer that. We lost as a people, man. There's no saving it. There's no saving it, man. You get up and act like a buffoon, screaming and yelling, doxing each other, screaming at each other. You get views for that. You don't get them views for nothing else. Some people up here bring great content. They bring great content up here. Some people don't. Some people don't. You could bring great content, don't get the views for it. But if you're talking about a black woman and talking about a black man and beating them down and dragging them and cheering it on for people to fight, you get views all day for that. And it's crazy. Let me drop this real quick. It's getting to the point it's ridiculous. Shit up there talking about kids, sexualizing kids and everything about YouTube. It shit don't make no sense, man. Oh, none of this make no sense. None of this make no sense, but yeah, everybody do it for views. So none of this make no sense. Yeah, what up, Tazo? Drop the link if you want to come up, Tazo. Yeah, it was another Tazo in here, man. I blocked him out of here, bro. I had got that little Tazo about it. I don't know what he talking about. Man, let me see this. There you go. The crazy part is they get to dragging each other and they want to do a peace treaty up here. All right, hold on. Oh, there you go, Taz. That's the real Tazo. Tazo.
Well,
What up, bro? You can hear me?
you cool? You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Hey, Taz.
Well,
Yeah, you can hear me? No, I see you, bro. You can hear me? All right, you got to come back up, man. I couldn't hear you on that Tazo. Hey, crowd, Keith, you would have come up. I would like to hear it from a woman's point of view, too. Because I ain't really been hearing no sisters speak on this.
what's up, Quill?
What up, Tazo? What's good with you, bro?
Hey, man, just sitting back watching it live, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I see you touching on what's going on with the Tommy Sotomayor situation, huh?
Uh-huh. Hey, Tazo, this is my boy Al right here. I think it's just that I think you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, my thing on that, man, with the whole Tommy thing, man. I think that
Hey, what's going
you know,
on?
as men, we need to do a whole lot better, bro. We need to do a whole lot better because with too many emotional men in this sector on YouTube, period, bro. As long as we don't check it, we don't call it out, it's gonna be the same old thing, man. You can call it out with being respectful, not disrespectful.
I agree. And I like
Crown
I
Key.
said, hey, what's going on, Tazo? How you?
I got a bone to pick with you, Crown Key.
Well, pick it then. Pick it
Pick
then.
it.
I wouldn't be me if I ain't pick with you.
Pick it then.
Why?
Let's get at it.
What happened, Crown Key? I thought it was love.
With what? What happened?
I came to your show, shouted you out in the chat. You ain't show me no love back.
Oh, don't take it personal. I'm showing you love right now. What's up, Tazo? How are you?
I just want to make sure the love is mutual.
Nah, the love is mutual. You know when you on the live and you dealing with the panel and everything, you miss some of the people in the chat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why at the end of the live, I always thank everybody that came through. I always do that because I know I miss some people.
Yeah, and you always you more than welcome to ever hit my link because I like to have females come on the panel and add to because you always got something to say. You always got something to give. So
okay, thank you for that.
It's love over here with me.
Okay, all right.
But I would love to hear your perspective on this Tommy Sotomayor situation.
Yeah, me too.
You know, I could go different ways with it. I want to get a little gutter and ratchet. Then I want to kind of keep it in the middle. You know, keep it balanced. Because I wouldn't be me if I didn't do that. But just to come out the gate, I'm gonna say this: I blame both of them, and I blame everybody, including myself, for how it played out. Because, like I said in the chat at the beginning, you know, I'm of a mindset where when the men are talking, you know, that's what men do. Men do what men do, like women do what they do. When shit gets out of line, you know, women can come and be that buffer between men because we come with that softer energy. When women get crazy, a man can come and say, listen, all right, enough, you know, talk it out, bring some leverage, bring some balance to the situation.
Exactly.
But I think that with Tommy, he's like that incorrigible child that is now running amok. Because I remember when Tommy Sotomayor first came out, and I never cared for him. I never cared for his brand. I never cared for what he was talking about. He just wasn't of interest to me, you know? And then with time, I started seeing that his content started changing. And so in that moment when there was a shift in what he was talking about, I think as Black men, they should have gotten together and checked this brother. Because his target has always been Black women. Criticizing them about wearing wigs, how they dress, how they talk, how many baby fathers they have. He even went and threw his own mother under a bus. Once you see a man disrespect his own woman, he don't give a fuck about any woman. Excuse my language, J. Quill.
You good?
But once you see a man can throw his mother under a bus and talk about her the way that he did, he does not like women.
Yep.
This is my opinion. This is my opinion, okay? Once a man goes at his mother the way that he does and is attacked. Now, I'm not saying that he doesn't have other content. I'm pretty sure he does. I'm not clear on it because I don't go to his channel at all. The man has nothing that I want to hear. But for any man, be it him, be it Joe Blow, be it Tyrone, be it whoever, whatever your name may be, once you have a disdain for your mother to that extent, you do not like women. There's a time in a young man's life where he doesn't like his mother due to the discipline or the way that she may communicate with him. You know, there's a point in time where boys don't like their mother. They can't stand her. So when they go out into the world, and they start dealing with females, at that point in time, they don't like females, but they do. So you like the woman because you're attracted to her, and you want to, excuse my language, you want to fuck her because that's where your hormones is at. Your hormones is on go. You know, you want to smash everything that's out there. Anything that's wearing a skirt or not wearing a skirt and got a slit in the middle, that's where you want to be. But then it comes a time where you grow past that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he hasn't grown past that. This man, in my opinion, is in arrested development. He's still in arrested development.
Do you feel that he's homosexual?
I mean, I'm not the paint on the wall or the sheet on the bed. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go as far as that. I think that, but I do think that he has some issues that he hasn't worked out himself. And like I said, I don't know much about him, but I just think that any man that disrespects women on the level that he does, he has a real problem with women, and he does not like women. This man will never have a healthy relationship with any woman that comes into his life.
Now, as a woman, right? How do you feel about all these YouTube content creators that are men?
Hello?
Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Can you hear him, Crown King?
Yeah.
Crown King. Oh, she got off. She be back, man.
Now I love to ask her a question.
Yeah.
Because I've been hearing countless content creators that are men, black men, I may add, or what they would have did if it was them, and they would have knocked the bitch out, and I would have smacked the bitch. I'm like, why all this animosity for a woman? How did we get here in 2022 where we brag on how we'll destroy a female, bro?
But see, the thing is, Tazo, they talk more heavier and downfall on a black woman. So when it comes down to any other woman, they want to show more favoritism towards that. But when it's a black woman, I would have did this, that, and the third. Her ratchet mouth, she put her hands on me, this, that. Anytime you got to go through that, just walk away, man. You're not a sucker if you walk away from a woman.
No,
not a bitch, nigga. You're not none of that. Just walk away.
In my opinion, that makes you more of a man.
Exactly.
Because you can control your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
The more you are in control of your emotions, the more of a man you are.
Exactly.
The less you are in control of your emotions, the more of a little boy, or the more of the more you're showing female or feminine traits.
Sorry about that, y'all. I had got a call. Yeah, I had got a call. Yeah. Well, what's up?
Oh, I wanted to ask you, Crown Key, as a woman, right? How do you feel about these content creators? Some that you know, I know you heard some of these guys make content about, if that would have been me, I would have smacked that bitch too. I would have whooped that bitch ass too. As a woman, how does that make you feel? Knowing that this is how men speak about y'all, and they're not afraid to put their motherfucking hands on y'all.
Okay, so first off, let me just say this. A real man is not going to talk like that. That's number one. A real man is not going to talk about hitting a woman. You know, men are not going to do that. Men have other things that they attend to. Men are builders. They're not destroyers. That's right out the bat. Men are builders. They are not destroyers. Mm-hmm. So now, with that being said, a lot of these dudes that get up on here, let's be honest. A lot of these dudes, a lot of people that are on these apps, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all of that, a lot of these people, this is entertainment for them. They take on, they become a character on here, you know, and they try to become as believable as possible to the public. They want to come across as a believable character to the public, to the people in their chats, their subscribers, and maybe even some of their sponsors, because they know that on another level, there may be somebody else that's looking, watching, and listening, and maybe that could be their prime time moment. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't believe when I hear brothers get up here and talk about, yeah, I would have beat that bitch ass, fuck her, I would have dragged, I don't believe that, because they're not doing that in their real life.
No.
A lot of these men, a lot of these dudes that get up here and they talk like that, they are not even built like that. That's not even how they live.
That's not even their character.
Exactly. When they turn off the computer, they're not doing none of that. That shit is all for hype, for views, for likes and subscribe. That's all that shit is for. So it doesn't bother me. But now,
well, why would a man put that out there, like you bragging, like you feel good about saying that you would have did this to a woman, like because even if she was in 100% wrong?
Because you as a content creator, but you as a content creator know that it's a hot topic. So what do? You amp it up. Some people even go as far as naming other people with bigger platforms in their title to talk about nothing that has to do with those people. You see what I'm saying? With a topic like this, they're going to amp it up because it's the quote-unquote fuck shit. This is what people want. But now this is the backdrop to that. This is what people want. But who are the real people eating off of this? It's not us.
Mm-hmm.
It's not him.
Hell yeah, not us.
It's not the female. It's the people at the top. Because they
Mhm.
getting their money off the top for all them views, especially if you monetize 35% off the top. And let's not even talk about AdSense, all that shit. They getting their money off of this. YouTube and Instagram and TikTok has become television/entertainment for everybody that has a cellular device or a laptop or a home computer. This is
so mostly everybody up here. Everybody up here mostly people get charged up just to see if somebody big enough can pull their card. Once they feel as though they got there, they running crazy up here.
You see that a lot though. You see people chasing Kwame Brown, chasing this one, that one, this one, that one, in hopes to get noticed. And it's like, I get it, but do you want that to be your resume?
Exactly.
Like how you want your body work to look like?
But they don't think like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a thrill for the moment. It's based off of a high. That high. Think of it like this, right? Think of it like this. Think of it as a person that's on drugs, right? They have the money. They buy their drugs. They get high, right? When they don't have the money, the consistent flow of money to continue feeding that habit, what do? They do anything and everything for that fucking high. It's the same concept with social media.
Exactly. By all means,
they said attention is a hell of a drug.
This is what it is. Clout chasing is the new drug. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. It's the same concept involved. When you look at it was a few months ago. Was somebody trying to say something?
Yeah, my bad. I ain't know my mic was on. I was saying the phone, the glass pipe.
Oh, okay. You want to speak, brother?
No,
Because I could, Huh?
No, what he's saying is the foam is the new glass pipe. Everybody gotta get high.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So now, if you, I don't know if any of y'all remember a few months ago, there was the whole situation with Facebook and how it came out that they knew that Facebook, social media, and the way Facebook was formatted, it changed your mind biologically by the way it responded to certain things. It's the same concept. It's not Facebook. It's every social media platform. It changes the biological frame of your mind. So now, people, they post things and right away within, a few minutes of putting it up, uploading it, they want to see how many likes, how many people liked it, who said what, and everything involved with that. And so that dopamine is what really charges people up because it's a high. That's all social media is a new drug. Mind you, we had a whole, year and a half of being in the house, and social media was as close as you could get to another person if they didn't live with you already. So you got a bunch of addicts now, and they're out on the loose. That's just my opinion.
They running rampant. They running rampant.
Yeah, man.
I just don't be understanding, like, okay, even though if you don't date black women or you prefer a different race of woman, these are still your race of women. We gotta speak high, even if you feel a way to the public. We gotta speak highly of our fucking women, man. Like, I don't understand dudes getting on the motherfucking on the YouTube and just start trashing. You know what I'm saying? How you beat the?
Yeah.
And I get it. You can voice an opinion, right? You feel like she wrong. I ain't mad at that, cause Shorty was wrong. She should have gave Tommy more respect than she did. But for her, I mean, for people to say how they would put their hands on that woman for how she acted, or they would have beat her ass and knocked her down, knocked her teeth out. Come on, man.
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah.
show respect
Hold
to the
on.
black woman in there.
Salute to everybody on the panel. You know, salute Quill. You know,
Hey, go.
Tazo, AJ Crown. You talking about the Tommy Sotomayor thing?
AJ Trevor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I just saw that yesterday. When I saw the video, everybody was calling her the prostitute word, right? I ain't too sure about that. I ain't go that far. But I do know when I saw the video when they was fighting and her skirt lift up, she ain't had no drawers on or nothing.
Jesus Christ.
You know what I'm saying? Like dead ass, like dead ass. Like I was like, what the fuck? YouTube actually played that shit. That shit was crazy as hell when I saw it. But I do feel like this. She was wrong. She was wrong in that situation because she knew Tommy already. Go ahead.
But see, the thing is this: she was wrong, but a lot of shit go behind the scenes with a lot of these big time YouTubers smashing these chicks behind the scene. So now, me listening to somebody else allegedly, I don't know if it's true or not, but the person said they people was over there. He was allegedly in dealings with her before the shit even jumped off. So now they want to play the color card where, oh, she got mad because the dark-skinned girl was going against the light-skinned girl, so he liked the light-skinned girl better. I don't know if shit's true or not.
Okay,
but see, what I'm
so
saying
the situation was, I'm sorry.
Hold on. Is it the panel where the two girls was talking? Is that her?
Mm-hmm.
Was that her that night? Because I remember him having two girls on the panel one night. One was light skinned and one was dark skinned. Is that them?
Well, out of his mouth, out of Tommy's mouth, the brown skinned one was jealous of the light skinned one.
That's so out of his mouth, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Out of his mouth.
That's out of his mouth, right? Because now
mouth.
the backdrop, because I saw the girl on Kwame's channel, and the way she told the story, Tommy paid for her and the other light skinned girl. He flew them out to his house for a little jump off session, and then they were gonna do OnlyFans. You see what I'm saying? But the dark skinned girl said when she got there and they got to his house, she wasn't with it because of his body odor, because of his hygiene. And she was like, she wasn't feeling it. The vibe was completely off. So what happened was, and they started looking at the movie or some shit he put on. And she said he sat back and he was like, so y'all ready to make this movie? And they both started laughing. But she said she wound up falling asleep on the couch. And she told him she wanted to go home. She wasn't with it. And the light-skinned girl stayed behind. He paid for the dark-skinned chick's ticket home. She went back to Texas or wherever she's from. I think she's from Texas, but she lives in Miami. And the light-skinned chick stayed behind. They did OnlyFans. It was like a thing they did on OnlyFans. And then she came back. Now, after that, he was hitting her up behind the scenes. She showed text messages or whatever. She showed them to Skinny or whatever the case may be. And in the text messages, he was telling her how he really likes her. He apologized to her. He didn't mean to disrespect her because I guess he must have said some things to her. And he apologized to her. So now fast forward, they're on the show. And because you know how they set it up, they literally do it on purpose. They got the light skins lined up against the dark skins, the darker skinned sisters. You know what I'm saying? And let's be honest, I'm not a colorist and I hate to go here, but this is my thing. We come in all shades of beauty.
Exactly.
Right? Some of us are brown skin, some of us are caramel, whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, we're all melanated. If the government wanted to round all of us up, guess what? They ain't going to round us up because you light skin and I'm dark skin or vice versa. They're going to round us up because we don't look like them. I'm just saying. But anyway, that sister that was sitting next to him, which is the girl that wound up popping off, he was slighting her the whole time. And then he was saying little slick shit. And when he called her a stupid dumb bitch or whatever it was that he called her a bitch. I know bitch was definitely in there. That's when she stood up and she said, I'm not going to take this no more because you trying to play me. But I still blame her.
Why we acting like we don't know how women get down? Like, not saying y'all, but like society and YouTube, like everyone acting so surprised that a female had acted the way she did. We all dealt with that. If you a man, you've dealt with a outraged, estranged female before. Like, is that we don't all just jump up and say, "Bitch, you got the right one."
You know
bitch,
why?
You got the right one, bitch.
You know why, Tazo? Because by her acting the way that she did, gives credit to everything that Tommy has been saying. That's why. He's been saying that the dark skinned chicks are the worst ones. They're the most ratchet. They're the this, they're that. Mind you, he's a dark skinned black man, okay? And he's attacking what if we were to really get petty and really break it down, she will be his equal as far as skin tone, okay?
Yeah.
And maybe not, but nonetheless, it's looked at like that because it gives him validation on every single thing that he has said about dark-skinned women, even if that wasn't her intent. Even if her intent was she felt
I don't
disrespected.
think her being dark-skinned, I mean, this is my personal opinion. I don't think her being dark-skinned.
Come up, B-Code.
I don't think her being dark-skinned changes the way she acted. I feel like if she was light-skinned, she would have did the same thing. If she was white,
I understand that, and I
Exactly.
agree with you. But it's
how,
the narrative.
How I look at it, is
that he has set out there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, how I look at it is he basically spoke about women being ratchet. That's how I look at it. Like, you know how most women, when they get, you know, not most, but some women, they get ratchet.
Then he needs to only deal with men then, because that's how women act. Not all.
Exactly.
That's how women act.
Man, listen, a woman gonna be a woman regardless. You can't really control that shit.
And he just now figured out just how some women act when they
but this is the thing though. I looked at it like this.
Cole, get up here.
I looked at it like this. You know, Tommy is in his 40s, he mid-40s, close to 50, and you dealing with a young chick. So that's what I chalked it up to. You feel me? Everybody knows when you're dealing with a young chick, they kind of wild, and that's all I chalked it up to. But my opinion, she shouldn't have hit him because she knew he couldn't hit her back, whether he wanted to, was about to, or none of that. She knew he couldn't hit her.
Yeah, I'm not saying she went wrong. Shorty was definitely wrong, and let's not act like in a lot of situations when a man and a female, especially when there's feelings involved or there's chemistry involved, a lot of times the woman can be wrong. But as the man, it's just the way it is. I get it. Some men don't. Oh, a man should not have to deal with that kind of disrespect from a woman. A man shouldn't have to get his hand get disrespect like it. We get it. I understand. But this is the way it works. We can't change the way we've been wired. Women ain't changing for us. And we can't stop them from yelling at us, cussing us out.
I beg to differ.
See, the thing is, I feel like he shouldn't have got out of character with that woman
as a man
because he didn't get out of character with others.
A man go, all right, okay, I'm wrapping this up. Hey, okay, I appreciate y'all for having me on, man, but until I can control this type of environment, I gotta get up out of here, man.
Right.
Now, Crown Key, I hear you usually ready to jump in and say something, Crown Key. Let's not act like Crown Key. Let's not act like women is changing for us.
No, nobody should change for anybody. You should change for yourself.
Well, yeah, you're right.
You see what I'm
But
saying?
see, Tazo, I mean, cut you off, Crown Key, but Tazo was like this, bro. If you meet a woman and y'all on the same level, y'all on the same page, mentally and physically, you don't have to worry about a woman changing for you because y'all both see eye to eye. So you ain't got to worry about the change. The change comes from where if you was brought up a certain way in the household and this was just what you seen from your mama and your father, and you thinking that this the way a woman should be, then like you said, Tazzle, they should be with a motherfucking man. If you can't handle a woman, you should be able to handle it. You know.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely agree with that because growing up with my parents, I saw like my pops would never even entertain an argument with my mama. Like she can come in there, he just like, all right, whatever.
You won't
go
catch
on
a
by the
real
business.
man
But look,
in
I'm
that.
gonna give y'all a fun fact, right? So my mother was very boisterous. I'm gonna use that word because I think ratchet is just like so gutter, so ghetto, and I think it's really. I mean, if we really look at the word ratchet, it's not even used in its right context. Ratchet is a tool. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna digress from that word.
Adjustable tool.
Right, exactly.
They can adjust their mouth.
My mother was very boisterous. So my mother was the one that would argue, and she was, you know what I'm saying, hot-tempered. That's what she was. But my father knew that, and he knew how to handle that. Exactly. You know, every man, I'm well aware that every man is not able to deal with that. But at the same time, it's like, you know when what you're doing, your behavior is not benefiting you. What do? You change it. You don't change it for somebody else. You change it to better yourself so that you can so that you can see a positive reaction as opposed to the negative that you were getting from the old behavior. So I think that a lot of times we use the excuse of, not all of us, but we use an excuse of, well, I was raised like that. Just because you were raised like that doesn't mean it was the right way. You know what I'm saying? Because it worked for your mother. Hold on. It may have worked for your mother and your father, and it may have worked for your sister, but guess what? It's not going to work for you because you're not them. You know, you see what I'm saying? What you're attracting is not the same thing that will accept what you're giving. And that's what I'm seeing a lot. A lot of sisters, they feel, and I'm going to say brothers too, because brothers are set in their ways, just like a lot of sisters. And we get this attitude where, well, I ain't doing it. You got to take me as I am. But no, I don't have to take you as you are. You know why? Because there's somebody out there that is willing to work on themselves as I am willing to work on myself, and we're looking to better ourselves. You should always be bringing the best of yourself to the table, not just giving somebody some old leftovers you gave to somebody else.
Hey, Crown King, I also want to say this too, right? I don't also want to judge a woman or even a man, right, at their worst.
Who's playing something in the background?
Nobody.
Oh, I keep hearing something. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was her acting in her worst state, right? So, being that she's young, she still got time to grow up.
Exactly.
And Thomas sort of like yours at that age, he has young daughters. I don't know if he has one or multiple, right? But we know he at least got one young black girl that's a daughter. That would have been a perfect time for him to try to school that young girl on how to conduct yourself and how to speak to a man and how she's embarrassing herself. But no, what did he do? He stooped right down to this 20-year-old girl state of mind and engaged with her.
Now, listen,
to show what?
You got with that, like I say, like I personally feel like he took the wrong approach with that. Had he readjusted himself and let her act the fool, instead of him joining in, it wouldn't have looked as bad. To me, it looked bad on both ends because he's way too old for her.
But Tazzo,
way too old to entertain it.
Once you shut this computer, bro, he might be the best dad in the world to his daughter. We don't know that. Like Crown said, everybody on here is pretty much acting, bro. Not everybody, but some people look like this is acting in them. It's entertainment for them. Now, once you shut it down, you go back to your regular life. You might not even be doing that to you. You might be walking around, daughter on your shoulders, having a great time.
Yeah. Right. See, but that's one of the reasons. Because you don't know. That's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons why I don't believe he hates black women. That's one of the reasons why I don't believe he hates black women. For you to, he talk a lot of shit about black women.
That woman was dark skinned. He tried to sleep with that girl.
It's not just that.
You're not gonna want to sleep with something you hate. I don't understand.
Exactly, but you gotta look at it like this too, Tazzo. His daughter.
That's not true, Tazzo. That's not true, Tazzo. Dude can hate the shit out of anything. It's trash.
No, but I say that to say this. He doesn't hate it because his daughter, bro.
Seafood, You ain't gonna catch me eating seafood just because I'm hungry. If you hate something, you don't want to deal with it, regardless. Even if I'm horny,
hey,
if I don't like black women, even if I'm horny, I don't want to touch it.
Tazo, you know what that's called? You know what it's called when you do sleep or deal with? Well, I'm gonna use sleep because we're talking about a relationship between a man and a woman,
get a woman
right?
point of view on this.
When a man will sleep with a woman that he may not be attracted to, and he may not like her. It's one of two things. It's either about dominance or it's about just getting a nut off. Plain and simple.
I'm going with the latter. I'm going with the latter on that one, Crown.
Because you can look at history. History teaches you that dominance played a major part in how can I word this? And how history has taught you that dominance is okay. So enough, you know what I mean.
But even with that point, Crown Key, that lets you further know they didn't really hate black women.
Nah, Tazo, it's like this, Tazo. Friday night, you at the club, you with 4 of your boys, bro. They pull the strongest piece out the club. You got the last one left. You gotta take the road, bro. You gotta take that. Take on the chin, man.
You talking about that one BBW in the purple dress?
You take one on the chin, Taz.
Why she gotta have a purple dress? Let me find out.
Even if you hate it.
I'm gonna tell you something though. This is what it is with Tommy, and I got him read. He don't hate black women because he hate them. He hates black women because he can't have them. He only get black women because he paid for them.
I don't think it's that. I think it's more of a control thing. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's more of a dominance thing. You can't control. I'm gonna say black women, but I mean women. Period. You can't control them, especially in this day and age. There's no way of controlling them. And if they don't do what you want, and he's a little older, so he's stuck in that way from back then. That's how I look at it with him. Like, if I can't tell you what to do and you move how I want you to move, then of course I'm gonna have a problem with you. That's how I look.
Black women though. That's white women
that's why.
Control.
No, but that's why I said women. That's why I said women, because that's all women. You can't control these mother. Like, bro, that's the most complicated species on this planet. I'm sorry, I gotta say it. Crown.
Because you can go on YouTube. He always trying to break down how black women act. Oh, look at this ghetto bitch fighting in the store. Look at this. You can go on YouTube and look up a million Karens. I never seen him break down these white Karens that be acting a fool. But you try to get down every black woman to do something. I don't get to do, man.
See, what the thing is like this. What we missing here is the lack of understanding. It's not about control. It's about getting it. If you meet a woman and you can understand and you get her, you ain't got to worry about controlling. Because long as she know you got her and you get her and you understand where she coming from, everything will move smooth. You don't get it.
There's a lot of getting and got going on.
And really the best way to control a woman, and Crown Key, don't take this no kind of way. The best way to control a woman is by using your mental. You ain't got to put your hands on a woman.
Nah.
Yeah, but okay. So now let me ask this question. Let me ask.
I ain't going to jail for no bitch.
Hold on. Let me ask this question. Now I'm gonna ask you this, Tazo. Why do you feel the need to control a woman?
You know, some man has a control ego. They want their woman to do everything they want them to do. They want to control what they doing, how they doing it, where they doing it.
That's what we call it. That's what we have. We call that the cops complex.
You said some men, but I'm asking Tazo TV, why do you feel the need to control women? Because I've heard you use that word a lot. So I'm gonna say it's safe to say that you kind of veer in that direction. And if I'm wrong, you correct me.
Well,
because I don't want to make assumptions.
I wouldn't say I want to control a woman. I would give you one better. I want a submissive woman.
And what's the difference between being submissive and being controlled?
Because when I'm controlling you, when you say control, you saying it makes me feel like I'm forcing.
Yeah, it's an aggressive standpoint
to be the way I want them to be. No, when I say submissive, you are willingly being you're willingly giving yourself to me.
Taz don't want to take charge.
But don't you think she's doing that already?
Taz looking for
being with you and knowing that when you have a relationship with a woman, that's something that happens automatically. Like for you to want,
some women had their guard up.
But that's true. I see what Tazo, I understand what Tazo's saying, but you gotta understand at the same time, when you're with a woman, you're never really in control. She lets you believe that you're in control, bro. You're never really in control.
It's like this, Goof. Some men want a woman that can take charge, right?
Right.
But some men love to attract women with low self-esteem. A woman with low self-esteem, they draw to that. So with low self-esteem, you can control the situation with them. But if you get a woman that go get a take charge,
damn near every girl got low self-esteem, bro. I ain't mad.
No, they don't.
Yeah. No, hold up, Crown.
No, they don't.
They have 30%. Every woman has at least 10 to 30% of low self-esteem. It doesn't matter. Men do too. I will agree with that. But every woman has that. Every woman has that. Some people have it a lot more higher than others.
Yeah.
You see men on YouTube.
Some women will look at themselves. Go ahead.
You see men on YouTube bragging about what they have and what they got and what they showing. That's that's low self-esteem there, bro.
That's low self-esteem. Yeah, of course.
But now let me show you how this all comes together. Let me show you how it all comes together, right? You say that most women have 30 to anywhere between 30 to 10% or 10 to 30% of insecurity, right? Low self-esteem.
I stand by that.
And when a woman
I'm giving it a benefit of a doubt. Wiggle room.
Hold on.
Give it a wiggle room. Go ahead.
What is a man's responsibility when he gets with a woman? Then, if he's with a woman, what is his responsibility?
Provide, protect, and me personally, I feel like that's pretty much it. Me personally,
he's supposed to make sure. He's supposed to make sure that woman feels secure. That is the one thing that we look for in our men, to feel secure, to feel that we are protected, like you said, that we are defended, that you have our back because we have your back. That boosts the morale of both individuals in the relationship. So if I have low self-esteem at 30%, guess what? I'm attracting a man that has that same amount or maybe more.
You're attracting
self-esteem. You see what I'm saying? Because you are what you attract.
Exactly.
You attract what you are. So if my man has any any insecurities, I have some as well.
I disagree with that.
That's just how it is. You attract. You are a reflection of your mate. You are a reflection of your mate.
No, Crown King. A lot of women go for the type of man that they need. So if a woman's if a woman can't,
don't say a lot. Say some women.
Some women tend to go for.
Say most. I gotta agree with most. Most women.
Like, okay, if a woman,
I say some.
If a woman's a weak woman, and I say that respectfully, where she can't really lead her own way, she needs a man to help lead her, help guide her to her kingdom. Then she's not gonna go for a weak man. She's gonna go for a strong alpha, strong, dependable man. You get what I'm saying? And vice versa. Women who are strong, some who are strong and very stern, they tend to go for a man who is more laid back.
See, but here's my thing with that.
Because
sometimes the opposite attract.
My man is extremely strong as me. We both are strong-willed, strong-minded
people. Do y'all bump heads a lot?
No, we don't, because we respect each other. We know that each other have the same qualities, and that's what attracted us with one another, because we know what we bring to the table. So if I fall, I can afford to fall because I know that no matter what, he can hold it down, and vice versa. If he falls, he knows that no matter what, I can hold it down. We both have dominant characteristics. You know what I'm saying? I'm a serious female. I don't like a lot of bullshit. I'm very disciplined. You know what I'm saying? I'm very organized. He's the same way. So those those things that we have alike complement us because it keeps us on the same page. It keeps that balance that we already bring to the table. Now together we maintain that balance. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really generalize like that because that's not always the case.
Well, I say more often than not.
I mean, and then
I've dealt with a lot of women.
I'm pretty sure you have. But remember,
that's a good argument. That's
I'm a 46-year-old woman.
All I'm gonna say, one thing I can say in defense of that is times change and people do too.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? As far as with women, everything. So what you have been dealing with.
Even when I look at my mother and my father, my mother is a very soft, sensitive, very fragile woman. You look at my dad, you would say, well, you would say people who are like-minded or people who are one and the same tend to be together. You look at my father or even her ex fiance. My father and her ex fiance damn near the same type of guys. Tough dudes, leaders, alphas.
See, that's how I look at it too, the same way.
Breadwinners.
Because, like with my parents, my mother is the alpha, but she's not the alpha. She believes she is because he allows her to. You see what I'm saying? He allows her to think she is, but he's the one. When he say, "Hey, yo, I don't want to hear that shit," the room goes quiet. See what I'm saying? And that's how I picked up from that. So it's like, yeah, she can do and say what she want, pop off, and I will admit, if she wanted to probably slap him, she could probably get away with that shit. She could probably smack him in the face and he look up at her and walk right outside type shit. You feel what I'm saying? So I saw, I'm not gonna say alphas, I'm not gonna say betas. I saw men growing up, so that taught me how to be a man. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I believe relationships last a lot longer when you whatever your partner has, you tend to need that in your life. Like, if I'm a strong, stern, militant dude, I don't need that as a woman. I want a soft, gentle, woman. I don't need somebody who's just as strong as me. I don't want that.
Yeah. B-Code the fool. We talking about, so you better hope my pops don't hear it. My pops don't give a shit, right? He don't give a shit. Hey, B-Code, he don't give a shit.
Everybody got their own thing.
I feel you, but
I do feel like women got to get out of that. I'm strong and I'm a strong black woman and like, be a woman. What happened to being in the garden? What happened to being to what happened to
what happened to it?
What happened to women?
Tazo, hold on, fellas.
Go ahead.
Let me take this one right here, because I love you, Tazo. You young, you full of positivity, and I gotta give you that. You look at things from like an old soul's point of view.
We tell them that all the time.
The reality of the situation is the men have been out of the homes too long. You understand what I'm saying? So you saying what happened to women being in the garden? Where you see a garden at? I live in New York City. I'm from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? So living in the concrete jungles, a lot of opportunities haven't been afforded to some people that grow up in these concrete jungles. If we do have these opportunities, it's going to summer camp, going down south. In my case, I had the ability to travel to Puerto Rico and down south because of my parents. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. So you asked me where the garden's at, and you from Puerto Rico?
Hold on. Follow what I'm saying. Because I'm speaking. That part is for me. But most people growing up in New York City don't have that opportunity afforded to them. I'm just trying. Right now, I'm making a generalized statement, but I'm going to bring it together. So just follow me for a moment. You said what happened to women being women. Women have had to take on, unfortunately, the role of being mothers and fathers to their children. Granted, a woman can never be a man. That's just biologically impossible, right? But we have had to, and I'm going to say we because I'm a woman, even though I don't have children. But we have had to take these roles on because the man has been purposely taken out of the home. And unfortunately, that is a pattern that has continued. In most cases, it's been through choices that women have made by having many different mates. Some women have made the choice by not marrying. Some women have just made the decision of having a child and raising it on its own and leaving the rest to the wind. You know what I'm saying? They've just made these decisions. But at the end of the day, the type of women that you're speaking of, I'm not saying they don't exist. There may be women out there that exist like that, but they are far and few because we are living in different times right now. You're on social media. You're a content creator. You see the mindset of a lot of women, even women my age. There's women my age that don't even carry themselves the way that I carry myself.
It's scary.
And that's okay. And that's
That shit ain't okay. It ain't okay.
No, I
it ain't
say
okay,
it's okay
but
because I'm an individualist.
okay.
I'm an individualist, so to each his own.
It ain't
You
okay.
feel me?
It ain't okay.
So they could do that.
I feel
but
you,
me,
but it ain't
I hold
okay.
myself to a certain standard. You know what I'm saying? That's never going to change. I'm always going to carry myself as such because I have a loving mother that was very ultra feminine. And when I tell you she was ultra feminine, I couldn't play with boys. Like that was a no-no. You understand what I'm saying? And look, in the end, I wound up being a tomboy because I didn't know how to deal with boys being attracted to me. So I wanted to cover myself up. You feel me? But that's
But
a
you know
whole
what
other
we have
subject.
nowadays, Crown Key? We don't have roles anymore. Like you got dudes like Tommy, he's a good example, who acts just like a woman, and nobody looks at that and calls that out.
No,
right?
you know what?
Calling out. Hold on, let me finish.
No, go ahead.
Instead of we calling out how a man is conducting himself less than a man, we attack the woman. See, it's crazy how society has changed, right? Where you got men who wear purses now. You got men who put dresses on. You have men who are dyeing their hair. You have men who grow dreadlocks and get all these braid designs that mimics how women braid their hair. It's just like, and then you have women nowadays who walk around in Timberlands, and I seen a girl today with Timberland boots on, and they wearing hoodies, and it's just like there is no more road. It's just everybody's doing what they want to do. You got rappers painting their fingernails now. It's just like it's weird now.
Well,
my opinion is this. My opinion is this. My opinion is this. You got women. You got children raising children, and that's why I feel like this ripple effect has happened. Because you got grandparents that's in their 30s. You got grandparents that's my age. You see what I'm saying? Because they done had their baby at 12, 13. You see what I'm saying? So that's the problem right now. You got children raising children. That's how I look at it. That's the problem. That's the biggest issue.
But you gotta say, but hold on, Goof.
Go ahead.
My grandmother started having kids at 14, 15 years old.
Exactly,
you know
but look like how.
Women,
but look, Tazo, hold on. Tazo, look how she raised your uncles, mother, and aunts. It's a difference than how it's being raised now. You see what I'm saying? Now you got grandma going to the club with her mother. Yeah. I mean, you're saying like it's not the same anymore. It's like they're the same age. They got a little small age gap. You can't even tell the difference between a mother. Yeah, you can't tell them apart. And that's the problem. You got children raising children. And that's why I said a long time, Quill, you remember I told you this. I said it should be a legal age limit on when you are suitable to have children. That's just how I feel. I don't want to see a little girl at 14, 15 just because her parents believe in something. No, fuck that. Let that little girl be a little girl. We're skipping that fact out. That we're chopping that part of the cake out, and we're allowing the children to be grown, bro.
Goof, that's going to kind of be hard because you got some of these young mothers.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Using their kids to baby and grow up fast.
Exactly, bro. But you don't think that's part of the problem? You don't feel like a child being so young having it. Hold on, Quill. You got a child having a child, right? She gonna have her first baby. Her mama raised that baby. She gonna have a second baby. Her grandmama raised that baby. She gonna have a third baby.
So wait a minute.
You see what I'm saying? It has to be a point. It has to be a cutoff point.
Goof, if that's the case, then the same thing should apply to the males. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because it takes two to tango. You can't
Crown.
just put that out there for females
Hold on, Crown.
For the males.
Let me rebuttal. This is why I said there should be an age limit on when children should be able to have children. Let's just think about it like this. If a man, no, we're not talking about, no, it's not control. It's more like you got to be on your toes with the shit, bro. Come on, bro.
You got to understand one thing.
Hold on.
You got to understand one thing about this too, bro. A lot of mental shit goes on in the household when you got the fathers, uncles, and all them preying on these damn kids, bro. So how you going to stop that shit, bro?
Quill, what I'm saying is this. This is what I'm saying. Let's just be honest. When a young woman has a child, there's a big difference. She has a support system behind her. She got a grandparent. She got a parent. When a young man has that child, they kick that boy to the side and feed him to the wolves. That's my opinion. There's no one else's opinion on this panel. He has to go out there, get a job. Hell, he could be a fucking scholar. And they're gonna make sure, hey man, fuck all that shit. You need to go out there and provide. That's installed in him. See what I'm saying? It's not the same for the women. If we're gonna do it, let's make it an even platform. That's all I'm saying.
For the men too, bro. Not the same for the men too. Not the same for the men too. So you're gonna put all the weight on the young girls. You got to put the weight on the males too.
My point exactly, bro. No, this is why I say that. Listen. I'm speaking from experience. When I had my son, I was 16 years old. I dropped out. I dropped out of school, went back a couple years later, did what I had to do, and I made sure that I was able to provide. I went and got a job. I went and did this. You know what that mother was doing? Chilling. She had the opportunity to continue her life. When it comes to men, it's not the same. That's what I'm saying. It's not the same, bro.
That's not what all, bro. You got some women out there that got to fend for themselves because you got so many older dudes preying on them. So they got to fend for themselves also. That's not all.
And you got
bro.
women out here there's a lot of women out here that don't have a support system. Case in point, a few months ago here in New York City, there was a sister that jumped out the window. She threw her kids out the window. She just moved into the building. She had been when she threw her kids out the window, she threw a 2-year-old and I think it was a 3-month-old, and then she threw herself out the window. Okay? Shit. When she threw herself out the window, when she threw the babies out the window, one of the neighbors had caught
Hold on, wait. She threw babies out?
Yes. Check this out. I'm gonna tell you what was wrong with her. She didn't have a support system. She didn't have no family. She didn't have contact with the children's father. She had just came out the shelter, moved into a new building in a new neighborhood where she knew nobody. She was so distraught. She was asking people that lived in the building if they could watch her children while she took a nap because she couldn't sleep because the baby kept crying. And she lost her mind, and she threw the kids out of the window, and she jumped out of the window too, thinking that would end it all.
Let me ask you something. How old was her?
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead. I need to know the age gap.
She did all of that. This girl was in her 20s, by the way. She did all of that. She didn't die. And guess what? She's sitting in jail right now for attempted murder.
As she should be.
Everybody in the building said this girl was stressed out. They always wondered where was her family. She had been living there for about 2 months. She moved in there when the baby was newborn. The baby was 3 months when she when she threw the baby out the window. By the grace of God, the baby didn't die, but it was in critical condition. They arrested the mother. She's sitting in jail right now. After she already healed herself and everything, she's sitting in jail right now, waiting for charges to be brought up against her. Mind you, everybody in the building knew this girl. They knew that she was asking people to help her. Nobody fucking helped her. You see what I'm saying? Now, this may be a 1 in a million or 1 in 50 or 1 in 20, whatever ratio you feel you can put on it. This may be that type of situation. But to say that every woman has a support system, no, they don't. They do not. No, a lot of women do not have a support system. Sometimes let me retract. Men. Hold on, but let me finish, and I'm gonna let you go. I promise.
Go ahead.
Sometimes women have relationships with men that their family does not approve of, and you know what happens to them? Their family shuns them. They don't fuck with them. even in our own community, that shit happens. Because mama thought the nigga wasn't no good. Daddy didn't like his ass because of the family that he comes from, so on and so forth. So it's hard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
See,
it's hard. But
now with that said, let me retract what I said as far as most women have support system. Let me say that. Let me no. I'm gonna take that back, and I'm gonna go ahead and say the women I dealt with has had a support system. My experience. You see what I'm saying? It's a difference. Let me go ahead and put that in there. My experience. This is what I saw. You get me? And
got you.
I just don't fucking see it. I just don't see it. And that's maybe because of women I dealt with. But a lot of women have fucking support systems. A lot of them.
A lot don't.
It's just not. Yeah. It's a lot that do, and it's a lot that don't. And I will agree with that.
J. Quill, B. Cole got he got a good question in the chat. I don't know if you see it.
I see. I put it up already.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, my bad.
Mm-hmm.
You say most young folks don't plan on having a kid.
No, they don't.
Yeah, you're right.
So what do you suggest when that happens if the law prevents them for having the baby?
Man, listen.
I
personally feel like
birth control.
I feel like this. You shouldn't have children if you can't.
I feel like if a woman, hold on, Goo. I feel like, and this is for, I don't care if you under 18, over 18. I feel like every woman who is not ready to have a child need to be on birth control.
But see,
men should strap it up. They should. You know what? If men should be on birth
control, hold on, Crown. Ain't nobody getting that close with a scalpel. To me,
I said birth control.
I'm just saying.
I didn't say.
But see, you're not snipping nothing.
Snip and stitch. No,
you're not doing that.
One thing we not getting at is
you know what birth control is? You fucking strap it up.
See, one thing we not getting at is this, right?
Condoms break.
You can sit these kids down all day long, and tell them you strap up, you get on birth control. What the hell they see on social media when they get together?
They ain't thinking about none of
that.
The
young man ain't thinking about that. Women ain't thinking
about
you're
right.
All
why you gotta put it on? Why you gotta put it on a young man though, Quill? Why you gotta put it on a young man though, Quill?
Put it on a young man because the young man should know better, bro. The young man know when he's going up in there raw, dog.
Nah. I disagree with that, Quill.
Quill, birth control is for most young girls or even over 18. Man, healthcare take care of that for you. It's no excuse why these
yeah, but Tazo,
it ain't no reason.
The one thing about birth control with women, it has a lot of side effects.
No,
there's a lot of side effects.
I'm gonna say this as the only woman on the panel.
I'm
gonna say this as the only woman on the panel, and y'all not gonna like me for this. But
you know
what y'all giving me? You know what y'all giving me? Y'all giving me vibes of men when on this particular thing right here, and I'm gonna call you out on this, Tazo. You fall in line with the type of man that wants to control every aspect of a woman. Because I've noticed that you said women. I said the thing about men using condoms. You say, well, condoms break. That's an excuse. You want women to use birth control. I bring up the fact that men can be, they can use birth control. Goof went out the window and said, oh, no, we ain't getting that close to it.
Nah, bro, you can't touch me with that. I'm sorry.
So, but what I'm getting at is that
if we can be on birth control,
I'm trying to word it in the
y'all
best way that I can.
The option,
but I'm gonna just come out and say
it. See, Tazo.
Hey, Quill, let me get this out real quick, Quill.
Go ahead.
Women have the option to prevent single mother households, or have the option to prevent abortions. It's simple as taking a pill. We don't have that.
But why should we have to take a pill? Why? See, that's another thing. Why should we have to take a pill? I'm a Catholic.
Listen. I feel. Hold up, Crown. The reason why Tazo probably feels like y'all ain't gotta take a pill because ain't nobody gonna snip your nuts. Don't touch my nuts unless it's in a good way. That's how I'm feeling.
I think at the end of the day,
bro.
what should be said.
Hey,
Hey,
Quill, what
nobody
I'm
touching
saying
me
is,
like that.
correct me if I'm wrong.
What happened?
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think at the end of the day, like B. Cole clearly stated, they shouldn't be having kids. Well, no, he didn't say that. He said he
Kids
asked a
shouldn't be having
question.
kids.
But not even that kids shouldn't be having kids. People should not be having children if they do not have the finances to take care of them. Period.
We can
Point
say
blank.
that. We can say that all day. Listen, we can say that all day.
I disagree with that because I have a grandmother that had 12 children and she made
but
sure.
look at the time that she grew up in.
You talk about 60 years ago, 50 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's a different mindset, and it was a different system. Families back then were more. There was more togetherness in the family. There was a bond with one another. You see what I'm saying? My father's 85 years old. He's still telling me family is all you got. That's the mentality back then. Now,
what we leaving out is this. When you send that young girl out the door and you send that young man out the door, they not thinking about no damn protection. When they linking up, that young man got his little simple game running that game on young female. Now, he can say all day, you take your birth control, you take birth. She can say, yeah, but she could have slipped up. At the same time, he ain't strapping.
It's still in her system, though. If she
hey, no. Hey, Quill,
we're not going through all that.
I'm 60-40. Quill, I'm 60-40 with you. I'm 60-40 with you. I'm 60-40 with you on that.
Hey, bro.
I'm 60-40 because you already know from conversations. You already know from conversations we have that we keep them golden boys loaded. So I'm 60-40 with you on that.
But Goof, at the same time, I'm working off my age generation. I'll be 50 this year. So I can't think in the time you in right now. The time I came up, you could talk all the slick shit you want. When it come down to manipulating a young woman, you ain't strapping.
Who?
You can talk all that condom shit if you want. The girl can say, you got a condom on? That young man gonna say, nah, I'm just trying to, let me put the head in the filler floor. Let me put the head in.
I will agree with you. Y'all talking about just a tip. Y'all talking about just a tip. I get that. But me personally, right now, oh hell no, I don't want no more nothing. You see what I'm saying?
We ain't talking about you right now, bro.
No. I'm just saying. Y'all spoke about my group, my age group. So I got to defend the age group like that.
I'm trying to show you the difference how I came up to what you're talking about. Most of these young men now on social media and they going back on Instagram, they telling these young girls, let me smash roll. They got all words of terminology how they want to do it. Now, at the same time, most of these young women used to take what they call a depo shot.
That's the shot in the arm, right? The shot in the arm.
A depo shot is birth control.
When they take the bet, even that wasn't even 100% proof. But at the end of the day, too, most of these young men ain't trying to strap up. They'll strap up in the beginning and go raw dog after that. So who you gonna blame that on?
Right. So now we're talking about
it works on both ends of the playground right now.
Now we're gonna ask the question: is it worth throwing your dick on the crap table? You see what I'm saying? Just to keep it raw. Is it worth throwing your dick on the crap table?
No pun intended. No pun intended.
Now you sliding up in something raw, right? Just to get you know what I'm saying, your little jollies off. But now you're dealing with disease. You're dealing with potentially a baby mama that you don't even know like that. You see what I'm saying? Because you done ran up for a quick slip. And now you nutted in there and you got a little baby and you stuck with her for 18 years. Along with whatever else she gonna give you.
Not if she on birth control.
Here comes your support system right here. That little girl get pregnant at the age of 14, 15.
Quill, you know I hate that. Quill, you know I hate this conversation, bro.
You don't want to hear it.
You and I both know I hate this conversation.
Bro. You don't want to hear this, bro.
Mute me, bro. I don't want to hear it.
The little girl get pregnant between 14 and 15. She called a little dude on the phone. You know what he gonna say? That's me. That's her support group is gonna drive her little ass crazy. Because the first thing he's gonna say, that's me. I'm too young to have babies.
Goof, let me tell you. Can I say this to you, Goof? Can I tell you
Listen,
this, Goof?
you already know. Like, yo, listen,
Yes,
Crown.
Goof, yes.
I'm gonna allow you to say it. But y'all know that's one of my biggest fears, man. I don't want to hear that shit.
I know that, but I'm
I
gonna
don't know your
I'm gonna leave
fears,
it
man.
alone.
I don't know your
I'm
fears.
gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave it alone. You're getting the best information from the best person on the panel, because how many daughters you have, Jake Will?
3.
There you go. That's the best person to tell you about what you don't want to hear, because it's gonna come to that point.
Listen. Quill already know. Me and bro, they talk all the time, and Quill, you know how I get when this shit. I don't. That shit ain't for me. That shit ain't for me.
Uncomfortable.
It ain't for me.
It ain't gotta be
make
for
you
you, but it's gonna come. It's gonna come a time where you're gonna have to deal with this shit.
That's right.
So if you're not trying to deal with it now, when she come telling you some shit like this, what you gonna say? Your support group out the door, go about your business?
And you the best person to get it from. You the best person to teach a Goof. You the best person.
Why? Because I'm a dog? Why? Because I'm a dog?
No, not at all. No, don't even put that out there like that. Because I was taught what I know by my father. You understand what I'm telling you? When you as a young female at home with your parents, get the knowledge and the know-how and the game from your father, I went out in the world invincible. Fuck that. Because I'm getting it straight from the horse's mouth. And on top of that, my father was a player. You see what I'm saying?
I'm be honest with y'all.
All of that being said, he always taught me, never, ever allow a man to disrespect you, and you never disrespect yourself. And I've always carried myself as such. I've never had that problem. And he taught me many other things, but I'm telling you, you are the best teacher for her, because she's going to look up to you. She's going to look to you for all of the answers to the questions that she has.
Crown.
Watch when I tell you.
When it comes to that type of shit, I listen. I haven't matured enough to sit down and listen. I'm gonna be honest.
I get it.
I haven't matured enough for that shit. When my niece come visit me, and she like, "Oh, Uncle blah blah blah," I got a boyfriend. Listen, I immediately send her and my wife and her sister to go get their nails done. I don't want to hear that shit.
But you know why you're gonna want to hear it?
Don't get me wrong.
You know why you're gonna want to hear it from your little girl? You know why you're gonna want to hear it? You know why you're gonna want to hear it? Because you ain't gonna want nobody to play with yours.
Can't keep deflecting, bro.
I am deflecting. Listen. Well,
you ain't gonna want nobody to play with yours.
I am deflecting because that's the conversation I'm not ready to have yet, and I can admit that I can't. I don't want to have that conversation yet, so I'm gonna deflect. You get me, bro? Because no, I don't hear about none of that. Boyfriends, husbands. I don't want to hear it. Babies. I don't hear it. That's not for me right now. Maybe give me a couple years. Maybe I will.
Hey, don't be a hypocrite, man.
You know what it reminds me of?
It is what it is. I just don't want to hear it, bro.
You'll hear it from the sons, but not from the daughter.
Yeah, I definitely hear from my sons. I definitely hear from my sons. Nah, bro, I don't want nothing about my daughter.
Don't do that, bro.
Y'all remember the episode of Good Times where Walona didn't want to talk to Penny about sex? And Penny had a friend that was pregnant, and Walona didn't want her around the girl, and her and Flo got into it Florida got into it because Florida wanted her to speak to her daughter so that at least she can defend herself and know what to do if a boy was to approach her in that way. And what Walona said, I'm not ready to have that conversation with her.
Right.
That's what it sounds like right now. Jay Quill is Florida, and you are Walona.
Listen, I will admit when I'm wrong. And right now, I'm definitely wrong in this conversation. I just can't fathom the fuck shit right now. I just can't fathom. I'm good. I don't want to hear it.
I can respect that. That's respectable. At least you acknowledge it. But just don't say sleep. Don't say sleep on it. Because time flies by quicker than you know.
I'm far from sleep. I just don't. I've been trying to prepare myself for that conversation. And mind you, I got at least about 10, 15 years right now before I even have this conversation. And
Man.
I don't think that shit. I'm not good with that shit. I'm not good.
What
with
you
it.
think? What you think, Jay Quill? He got 10, 15 years?
Hell no. Hell no.
I know
You
that's
got 7 years.
7? You say 7?
7 years.
Nah, I give it 15, bruh.
Nah.
She only 3. So I give it.
I got from the moment that she goes to school,
junior year in high school.
First little boy, and that first little boy start bothering her. From that moment, it begins. From that little moment that she comes home and she starts talking to you about either that little boy that starts bothering her,
or she beating up the little boy.
Or she beat up the little boy, or something of that nature. Once she comes home and there is a boy attached to her vocabulary or something that's going on around her, that's when it begins.
Nah, I don't want to think about it right now. No. We'll leave it at that. Talk about that shit, man. Let's put the conversation, bro. That's just crazy.
And she's not 3, she's 4 years old. She just had a birthday, Goo.
I know, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm not trying to hear that shit right now, Quill. Like
man, before you know she's 6.
You got 6 more years.
Listen, man. It is what it is. I ain't trying to hear that. I'm gonna keep it 100. That ain't the conversation I want to have.
This is a dope conversation I want to have, bro. This live is dope. This live is dope, J. Quill. This is a good conversation, for real.
You gotta have these conversations.
Yeah, man.
Hey, we do eventually. That's why I respect my wife. You know, she definitely hold her shit down, and certain things we don't talk about because you know how I get. I get in my feelings. And it's crazy because I do get emotional about certain shit. You feel me? That's crazy because you titled it. I will get emotional about certain shit, but I don't want to hear about that.
Yeah, you get emotional, but you ain't out here fighting women. That's different.
I mean, nah, for what? Fight a chick for what? I'm gonna tell you what I say. If you hit me, well, I got too many sisters for you to hit me. You know what I mean? And get away with it. I'll just be honest with you. I got way too many sisters.
I just think that Tommy, he just I just think he got problems. He got problems deeper than we all really understand. And being that I ain't getting paid to be nobody's psychologist, you know what I'm saying? All my shit is just commentary.
But the thing
is, at the end of the day,
he ain't the only one up here. Is more like him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
A lot more like him.
Yeah, definitely is. But like I said, I think that when you get up here with all that huffing and puffing and you talking about what you're going to do and how you going to do it and when you did it and what you're doing, nobody want to hear that shit. Nobody don't care about that. That shit is just all hot air you blowing. Because at the end of the day, 10 times out of 9, those same brothers are sitting up there talking about what they would have did, what they should have did, what they could have did. They probably got a woman that's domineering them or probably ain't even got a woman at home to even try to beat the brakes off them or get anything else from them. So, pay that no mind. But it's unfortunate that that's the mindset that a lot of men have to attack women. That's their first response is to attack black women.
Hold on, real quick. Hold on, real quick.
No, they home right now. Mama tell them to take the garbage out. They get on YouTube, pissed off. Most of the men on here, grown men living with their mamas. That's a problem too.
Right.
Living in their grandmother's basement.
Living with your mother, with your baby.
Quill, I just sent you something. I woke up to that. You see it? You see, now you see what I'm talking about? You know it's what I highlighted it as?
Yeah.
Yeah. Receipt. Gotta keep the receipts. That's that fuck shit.
That's a whole different conversation, bro.
Oh no. We all talk on the back end about that shit. Cause put it like this, man. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to take a drive. I'm ready to take a drive, bro.
It's a whole different conversation, bro.
Crown, what you were saying though?
I done forgot. I know I was talking about that. I was talking about Tommy, and I was talking about them people, these dudes that be up here doing all this extra shit. You know, just blowing a lot of hot air, and they don't even have a woman at home. And if they do got a woman at home, 10 times out of 9, they get on YouTube to feel like the man, because at home they're not a man.
Mm-hmm.
Or they don't even have a woman. They're living in grandma's basement. Or they can't even get a woman. Like, they just can't get a woman. Because there's a lot of men out here that hate women, just like women hate men. It's about even when it comes to that shit.
Word on the street, Crown, I ain't got no woman.
Well, you're a special case. You're a special case, Brody.
Let me tell you something I heard on somebody's panel, right?
What?
These young men was having a panel. Young man said out his mouth, I don't deal or sleep. I wouldn't deal or sleep with a black woman or allow her to have my baby. Because if I sleep with a light-skinned or a white woman, I feel as though my kid would have a better opportunity in life.
The fuck?
That's what I heard on somebody's panel.
I hear that.
So pretty much, you coming from a black mother saying that my black child wouldn't have a better chance of life if I mix the race or get a baby by a white woman or Hispanic woman, then my child will have a better chance in life. Mm-hmm. That's the shit that's on here.
Yep. And this is the shit that people allow their children to be on at young ages.
Exactly.
Yes, and no matter what, we were kids at one point,
mm-hmm.
and what they told us not to do, we would do behind our parents' back. Because we knew we could get away, or at the time we knew we could get away with it because they were too occupied with something else. You know what I'm saying? We always did, and we were always curious, because that's the thing with children, they're curious. Mm-hmm. So that's another way of them learning. Their curiosity, it leads them. So, like y'all know already, I don't have children, but I look at this shit and I say, wow, people have their kids up here on social media with the restrictions that social media has in place nonetheless, but they still have them up here. My thing is, how is that changing the biology of that child's brain? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How are they processing the information? Does the parent know that they're processing the information differently now that they have been exposed to these social media platforms? Because that's what it does.
There's supposed to be restrictions and guidelines.
Right.
You're going to tell me a 5-year-old girl, you're going to give a 5-year-old girl, a 5-year-old boy, you're going to give them a cell phone, an iPhone. Parents ain't watching what they're looking at.
No.
They can mimic everything they hear and say on social media, from TikTok to Instagram. I know a little 5-year-old girl said, I got a Facebook and I got 100 followers. And it's going to get bigger. Who's watching this girl? Not the parents.
My whole thing is, why does she worry about if it's going to get bigger or not?
Exactly.
Because
they could take what they hear from me and you and mimic it and put it right back out there and they wait for a reaction. A child get a reaction on anything. They learn from reactions.
Mm-hmm.
Learn from emotions, from looking at us and looking at our face. They eat that. Then they put it right back out there.
Right.
Nobody's watching that.
Then
if you say, take that phone from that child, then the parents say, what? I bought that phone. You ain't paying the bill on that phone. Let that child be.
Well, I right off the back think that a child with an iPhone, that's too much. If you ain't out there with a paper route or you doing some type of after school work, You shouldn't be having no damn iPhone. But that's just me. You know, I'm old school in that way. You can have a phone, definitely. I mean, because now the age we live in, everybody should have a cell phone for emergency purposes, if not anything else. But an iPhone, 5 years old, 6 years old, you got an iPhone? Nah, I don't think so. That's too much. But, you know, everybody's different.
All right, so what I'm about to do now is end this live.
Okay.
I get some sleep for work in the morning.
I
see you in the chat, cold as fuck. I see you down there, man, but I'm about to take it down. All right, so I'll be to work in the morning. But Crown Key, I appreciate you coming up.
All right. Thank you for having me up.
Tazo, yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. So I'm about to get up out of here.
All right.
Yeah, I get up with y'all, man. But I'm about to get up out of here, man. Y'all take care of yourself. Jay Quillo Talk Live. I'm about to end this. But I'll get at y'all later. Salute.